Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you a very simple DIY mani or pedi bomb to pamper your nails and your feet. So let's get started with the things you need. I'm going to leave a list of all the products as well as links I can find in the description box below. You will need baking powder, epsom salt, citric acid. These are crystals by the way. And you will need any sort of light oil like jojoba oil, almond oil, olive oil, and I'm using peppermint oil for flavoring. I've also done one batch with orange flavoring, and this is optional by the way. You can use a silicone mat in order to mold your mani or pedi bomb. If you do not have them, you can use these choco lava cake molds, but I 100% recommend using a silicone mold because it is really easy to get out the mani or pedi bomb, and it's really easy to put in as well. And you're gonna need a bowl or something to mix in, and I'm using an ice cream spoon to mix everything, and a measuring cup along with corn flour or all-purpose flour. I've used maida in this tutorial, but it still works. Now let's move on to how to. First, let's build the base of this mani bomb. I'm going to put all the ratios and quantities in the description box below. So first up, I'm adding corn flour, and then I'm adding baking powder. I recommend you using baking soda because it fizzes better, but even with baking powder it works just as fine. I'm now adding epsom salt, and then I'm adding citric acid crystals and mixing them well. The epsom salt and citric acid react together in order to give the fuzziness when they are popped into warm water, and that is why these two are extremely important to this recipe. Now I'm adding my almond oil and olive oil and mixing them in. I'm also adding my essential oil, which is peppermint oil. This is totally optional by the way. You can make it flavorless and it will give you the same effect, but peppermint oil is just my preference. I've tried it with orange like I said, and it smells like heaven. Especially peppermint, it gives like a cooling sensation on your hands and feet. It is amazing. Now the quantity of oils is dependent on the texture of your mixture. Now the mixture should be the consistency of wet sand, and until then you can add oil and mix them in. Don't make it too wet, otherwise they'll be very fragile. Now I'm taking scoop by scoop, adding into the silicone mat and pressing them in tightly. I cannot exaggerate or emphasize enough how tightly you have to pack this. You need to add the product and then dab it with your fingers and make them really tight, and that way you will get your mold and it will also stay in place for a long time. Another thing with this DIY that I 100% recommend is keeping in the fridge for all the while that you store. Keep it in the fridge, and only when you want to use it, take it out of the fridge. Otherwise the humidity in the environment also reacts with this, and that way the effectiveness of your mani or pedi bomb is reduced. You can see how tightly I'm packing it in. So I did the same thing for all the molds that I have. You can not do this. You could just put this mixture into a Ziploc bag and you could take 1 or 2 scoops and add it into your lukewarm water, and it will work just as fine. This is for people who want to put it into shapes. For people like me, you can do this. You can even add food grade coloring if you have, or if you're interested, you can definitely do that. And now I'm just showing you my complete mani bomb mixture, and that is it. I got like I think 10 or 12, I'm not really sure, but yeah, that is what they look like. These are colorless but flavored. And then you have to keep it in the fridge. I recommend overnight, that way they freeze for a really long time. This was a previous batch that I did, and this is the orange flavor one that I was talking about. You can see how easily it pops out of the silicone mold, and that is the reason why I recommend silicone molds. Now you have to be extremely careful with them because they can break easily. The effectiveness is still there even if they break, but their shape will not be there. That's the only difference. I'm also going to show you a live demo of how it works, and it's all real time. I have a cup of lukewarm water and I'm gonna pop my mani bomb in it, and you can see that If you follow me on Snapchat, you probably would have already seen this in action, and this is just my complete DIY video put into place. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you found this DIY, please do share, like, comment, subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. If you found this useful, please do share it with other people. It's really simple and inexpensive, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Till then, take care. Bye.